What up, traders? How you guys doing this afternoon, this evening, good night, whatever, wherever you are, good morning. What a fucking day we had today. Let me see if I got the charts going on up here. All right, looks like it's looking pretty good on my end over here. Still working on the new setup. No hat, just gonna come with a quick little live stream. No hat. Fuck it, I'll put a hat on. Fuck the hat. Fuck the hat. My hairline's getting higher and higher the older I get. Really shows my age here. All right, guys, we expected this to happen today. We talked about it yesterday. I think I spent like the last half hour of the live stream yesterday or last night just talking about the volatility that we would see today. We knew it was going to be bloody. We knew that that's what they were going to do. They were going to short it up. We knew it. We called it. I said yesterday, this ain't for the faint of heart. This ain't for the weak hands. This is for the diamond hands, the ones who have the guts, the ones that weak money don't make money, right? We see we hit an intraday high here of 36.92. Before we get all into the TA and what's going on and where we're at and what we're looking like for Tuesday, I kind of just want to go back. I love it when a TA comes together here. I'm going to have to go on like a 5-day, 5-minute here. That's not going to work for me. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. All right, so if you guys remember yesterday, I set these this pennant here, and god damn, look how beautiful this thing is. Right. This is on the 5-minute. I would like to see a 1-minute here, though. Let me change the time from here to 1 minute. All right, that's going to really mess things up. Oh, my goodness. All right, guys. We set this pennant yesterday on the 1 minute. Kind of played it to a T. We thought that I knew that there would be a pop in the morning for the pre-market. Kind of figured it would be that much. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this. However, we did maintain this level of support, so I can leave this thing here. We maintained this right here. We did get a break below it at one point in the afternoon here, early afternoon, and kind of broke below it just slightly. But we maintained it through the rest of the evening. We've got a good solid level of support here. So it's good to see that. We haven't really, as we started to gap up and we started to get into those 20s, we hadn't really seen any levels being tested for support from 18. We just really jumped up to like 25, 26, pulled back down to 25 yesterday. And then today just really shot up to 36 and pulled back. We knew this was going to happen. I've been calling this since day one that there were going to be institutional ownerships that are going to withdraw. They're going to pull out. Damn, it just doesn't feel the same without a hat, man. It's like the trademark. There we go. Fuck it. Bit rate, I don't care. It's low, whatever. All right, guys. We called this yesterday. We knew this was going to happen. This doesn't worry me. What I take away from the good of this is that we can push this thing up really fast. We can get to those high levels. $50, nothing. We're going to get there. We just have to have time, right? We need the time. We need to just keep riding this thing out, keep holding it. But it's good that we had this level of support here throughout the day. We did break below just slightly here, not for very long. I mean, it was like 3 candles here. It's 3 minutes we broke below. We kind of tested maybe a couple more times. Okay, so let's call it 6 at random times here. But we got that bounce. We pulled back up, and then we came and we tested throughout the rest of the day. So I see some good consolidation there. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with where we sit, right? It's not the best case scenario. Like, of course, we all want it to go up high. When you see your account reach, I mean, dude, I'm making crazy money at this point to me. As we like to do, show the portfolio. 800 long here. Didn't sell a damn thing. Currently up about 13.5. So not a lot here. On stocks, at one point, I think I was up like 22 grand. $898 average. And I've got some options here on the side here. You know, we talked about it yesterday that I let fear get the best of me at one point. And cheers to you guys out there. I think we deserve a beer after this hard-fought day of holding. But I did drop off some options. They would have been worth 10 grand at one point today. But I did end up picking those back up. I ended up paying a little bit more for them, and I had to settle for less. And I did roll over that money that when I did cash out for a very, very small profit. I rolled them into a July 2nd 30-day call, and those looking pretty nice. Those January 2022 calls, oh my God, up like 1,500%. And I really wish I would have picked up more of them, but it is what it is. When we start seeing this thing pull back down, that's the time to buy some of these options to get in. You know, you see the price, you're like, oh shit, $400, that's expensive. Well, it ain't nothing until you see it go to 1,000. So when it does drop back into that $400 price range, scoop up a couple of those things, man. It's not bad to have some options in your portfolio. Just know that it's super risky and you could lose all of it. You can also make a shit ton of money very, very quickly if we get pops like what we saw this morning. I mean, this thing was dirty, just super nasty from the open here this morning. Looking like on the first minute here, I'm going to go second minute. I hate doing first minute. Is that second minute? Is that 8 million in volume? Yeah, first million, 7, second, 8, third, 6.7 million, 6.7 million, third minute. I mean, we're looking at like 20-something million in volume in the first 3 minutes of market open here. Drove this thing up, and we gapped up super, super hard here from where we started the day at, and this is super difficult to do, but it looks like 17%. I mean, nasty from market open, 17% in a matter of minutes. Surprised we didn't see any volatility halts today. I was kind of expecting that. I didn't see that going on, but you know what? We're still looking good overall. We know Fridays are dirty, always have been. I'm going to pull up the 20-day 1 hour. As you guys remember, I can almost get rid of these time levels. I kind of like just seeing them here because this was what we predicted, that things were going to start popping off. We predicted this back last month, that on May 19th or May 27th that we were going to see some major things start to happen, just based on some DD that a very smart ape put on Reddit, and we just kind of followed that, and it made sense to us. So we're still looking good. I mean, look at where we're at. I'm going to pull up a Fibonacci here. I mean, even then, I don't think that it's really necessary. You can see where we pulled back. We pulled back just to that 50% mark and kind of trading just underneath the 38.2 here. So, I mean, everything's looking good, TA, for me. On the, what are we at here? Looking good on the RSI. This is the 20-day 1 hour. And what I wanted to show up is I wanted to pull up one day charts here. And I'll leave it at 1 hour. So bear with me because this is going to be kind of difficult for me to see, because I've got to go back to Fridays. And one, I've got to figure out what dates are Fridays. So just bear with me a moment. And I want to just kind of go back through and talk about historically how Fridays have been for us. I mean, if you guys remember any of the battles, right? 801, the Battle of 10, the Battle of 1401, whatever it is, right? All those battles that we fought through over the last month, it feels like a lot of people have forgotten about it because people are getting scared now and like, oh, damn, you know, even I myself like started feeling a little bit down, but I knew this was going to happen. I only felt a little bit down because when you see your account go up, you know, 10, 15 grand and then down 10 grand in a matter of hours. Yeah, of course it sucks, but we knew this was going to happen. So this is nothing new to me. This is nothing new to us. So we got May 7th, May 14th, and May 21st. So let's look at those days first. May 21st here, I want to kind of get a little bit of a zoom. It doesn't look like there's very much happening on this day here. Where the shit am I? All right, so here's Friday. Geez, did I already pass through Friday already? I mean, that's pretty much most of the day here, right? All red here. Looks like it was pushed down. I'll just take it from there. Where the fuck did we close at? Looks like we closed here or down here. I mean, down like 4-5%. There's the 21st. What else did I say? The 14th and the 7th. Okay, that's pretty easy numbers to remember. So Friday right here. That's, geez, what am I doing? Let me just go this way. Here we go. Here's the 14th. Look at the 14th again. Boom, pushed it back down. This is picture perfect of almost what happened today. This is on the 1 hour candle, so maybe I can go and look at that. Let's zoom in really closely here. You guys can see we got looks like a big run up, a pullback, and then a massive run up. So not picture perfect compared to today, but kind of, you know, what we have seen for the day. We had a nice push up and then a pullback for the remainder of the day. That's all they did was just kind of drive this thing back down through the day. This looks a little pretty clean compared to today. We looked at today, it ran up and then it just kind of pulled back. We had a nice little push back up when we bounced off this line, but pretty much the same kind of trend here that that's their goal, is to, you know, once the morning gets started, they just start driving this thing down. So last day I want to check out right now for the month of May is May 7th. And where is it? Right here. So push up and then a pullback, nasty pullback, and then just kind of keep it consolidated. We actually consolidated most of the day there. So Fridays are typically that day, I mean, that we see this thing, you know, they want to try to push this thing down. It gets shorted down. If it starts getting that rise up, they want to get this shorted down because out the money calls expiring in the money are no good for them. They want to hold this thing down. We've been calling it. We've been saying it, that today was going to be volatile, that they would likely drive this thing down. I wasn't super excited to wake up this morning and see the red on the day. However, I woke up, got super excited when I saw the jump up to 36, and I was like, fuck yeah. However, then reality started to kick in that, what they were going to do. And honestly, I set on every position I had. I didn't sell anything today. I didn't make any day trades today. I'm over the limit on day trades. However, I'm running, I'm over 25K in my account right now, but since that could change at any moment with AMC, depending on how much this goes up or down, I'm not even going to make a day trade. I do want to shout out one thing, though. For anybody who took my advice yesterday and got into space, the plate did pay off. We called that, I was looking at the PT of $35. That's what we heard. As you can see here, I got into a trade and got out early on. They called the PT at 35. All right, so for you guys, I don't know that much about Virgin Galactic here, but that was pretty much the play already. It's already played itself out. So hopefully you guys took my little tip and were able to make a little bit of cash on SPCE or Virgin Galactic. That it played out. It was a nice little run up today as well, and then you saw the same kind of bullshit here, just run up in the morning and then push back down. However, the main thing with this is that their PT was set at $35. So I don't know anything about the shorting or anything like that in regards to this. I don't even want to talk about any other positions today. This is going to be all AMC other than just that one little trade we were talking about there with SPCE. I do want to pull up the short interest on Fintel. I think I noticed that the link is not in the description anymore. Nobody really likes fake intel anyway. But it's a tool. What is this bullshit? 45,000. I think it's pretty much zero. Now it's 65,000. Okay, yeah, whatever. Gone up, yeah. In the last 13 minutes, you see that? Like, sure, they covered. Short rate 7.4. Okay, so short rates went up. Sitting at 65,000 available, but I don't care. I'll leave you guys to your own methods to figure out where to find the Ortex data. It's all over Reddit. You guys can find the Ortex data. I tried it. For me, it just doesn't make sense to pay the money to keep Ortex, so it's a cool tool to use, but it's all over the place. I get it for free from any YouTuber out there that posts it. So Matt Kors, thank you very much. I know he posts that stuff on a daily. Ortex is now tweeting it, so you can get a lot of the information just from following them on Twitter. So go give Ortex a follow on the Twitter. Let me know in the comments where you guys are holding from. What's your price point? We've been holding this thing. We got into it back early February, made a couple of scalps, and then got into the movement, and we've been, really I started holding since 8, and then just kind of averaged my position up to 9. When we got that dip, we went from 14 back down to 9. I was like, oh shit, yeah, it kind of sucks, but in the day, it is what it is. I'm cool with it, right? We held on. Right now, sitting good. Portfolio's looking pretty straight. I'm okay with it. I ain't worried about it, right? If we want to look at the 184 hour, matter of fact, let me do that because RSI is looking good here. We're just under halfway, which is kind of where we set yesterday when we had our little conversation. Let's go look at the 184 hour. RSI looks like we cooled off a little bit here. I'm going to zoom in. Currently not overextended, but we're still on the upper range of the RSI. Again, in a short squeeze, that doesn't matter, but we are not in a short squeeze. I don't know how many times I said this yesterday. This is not the short squeeze. This is not the short squeeze. This is not the short squeeze. We got the Sam Summer L. Anytime I'm up in New England in the summertime, it's a must drink. What I wanted to look at was, Jesus Christ, I mean, I wanted to go back to the original short squeeze we had here, the mini squeeze, if that's what you guys want to call this thing. I think most of this was a little bit of a squeeze, and definitely was a little bit of a squeeze, and then some FOMO buying, but they cut it off. So this time we haven't seen the halts. I mean, I haven't seen, we're not running up that way. No halts, and brokerages are, they have the capital now. So, but what we saw the run up in the pre-market. We saw it shoot up massively, pulled back down. It actually looks like it closed out the day pretty good here. Next day, pulled down again. Jesus Christ, what am I looking at over here? But to me, it looks like they had another little run up a couple days later, right? So we have to wait a few days because of the Memorial Day weekend. Hope you guys have a good holiday and a great weekend. So we've got a couple days to percolate, to kind of sit on it, to, like I heard Lou versus Wall Street said earlier, everybody's gonna be talking about this. They're gonna be with their families over the weekend. And they're gonna be like, man, I'm up, 5K, 10K, 20K. Even with a little amount of money, you can be up quite a bit, especially if you're in options. You could have made some serious cash on a little bit of money. I mean, I'm up 1,500% where I was at one point on a $90 option call. That's a shit ton of money. $1,500 from $90. I mean, there's going to be a lot of people talking about it, and I think it's going to drive a lot more investors into it. The one thing that, you get some weary people that are a little bit fearful of getting into it because they think it's done, right? But I've been hearing this. Those same people thought it was done the last time. They don't know anything about it. So the best thing that you can do is just educate them that the short squeeze has not happened. That was a fake squeeze. That was a FOMO squeeze. That was a FOMO buying opportunity there. That was FOMO buyers stepping in because the media kept pumping, Reddit's back. They got another one. There's a short squeeze. We're in day 3 of the short squeeze. Whatever it was, all the stuff you kept seeing on short squeeze, the short squeeze has not happened yet. These guys have not covered those positions that they've shorted. They keep shorting more. There's more shorts now. They're almost out of shares. At one point they had 0 short shares available to borrow. Short squeeze has not happened. I can assure you that this is not the short squeeze. We did see a good amount of volume. I do want to check out volume, but I just kind of want to look at where we were at, what happened. We've had a more steady squeeze here, so it lasted a little bit longer, whereas this one was like a one day, then it got a nice little pop back up. However, it really wasn't much. I mean, when it did get that pop, it was quite a bit lower than where it was at. I don't anticipate that we're going to see that. But they want you to think that it's over. That's what they want us to think. That's what they want people to think. They want people to close their positions and get out. But this thing is not over. We can go look at GME and you can see what a real squeeze look. GME stayed that way for a long time. Hell, they're still in the 200s. I mean, good luck trying to find GME for under $50, right? It's insane. That thing has stayed up the entire time. That's what you're going to see. You're going to see people holding AMC. Once the squeeze happened, they're going to hold for so long that it's not going to go down for a very long time. So, 184 hour, we look like we're cooled off a little bit. Looks like volume here, 419 million. Pitiful, right? Let's go back and look at the original, the OG short squeeze, right? Let's just call it that. 582 million in the first part of the day. 336. It was like 1.2 billion. If I could look on the daily, let me change this to daytime frame here. Can I even do that? Daily. Fuck it. We'll look at 1 year. So back here, we're looking at 1.2 billion shares traded. That was the volume, 1.2 billion. Looking over here at today, we are at 659 million. So about half of what we saw the last time. It's just not there. Yesterday, is this taking pre-market? I guess it's taking pre-market too. Yesterday, 705 million. I mean, we're not done yet. We just had a healthy pullback. Again, I want to pull up a Fibonacci here. So if you guys are new to the channel, I just kind of like to talk through what I'm seeing, kind of work through things in my head, and just kind of be the voice of reason so that you're not, panic buying or panic selling. We're in this to make money, not to fuck around and lose money. And as you can see here, I mean, we're all right. We didn't even pull back to that 50%. We'll see what Monday Tuesday brings, because there is no trading on Monday. For those of you who don't know, no trading on Monday. Get your guys some cash together. The one thing that if you've got options, you're gonna cash them out. You're gonna roll them over for when they get close to expiration. I don't like holding anything within a couple weeks. I do have some options expiring June 18th. I'm looking to close out of those as soon as possible, roll them out to a later date, and then take some of that profit and start rolling it back into the stock, because without us buying stock, continually buying stock, it's one thing to hold it, but it's another thing to keep buying and holding it, and keep buying and holding it, and taking some of those profits that you got and keep buying it, right? That's the thing that's going to raise this price and really get this squeeze going. We just got to keep doing what we've been doing the entire time, buying and holding, buying and holding. We see there are opportunities for these dips that you'll see. You don't need to rush in and buy because it's running up and you think that you're not going to have an opportunity. There will be pullbacks where you can buy and push this thing back up. at those levels of support. So again, I just want to be the voice of reason here. This thing is not done yet, but it hasn't even really started. This is just one more domino piece to fall. We need this thing to close out. Look how, I mean, there's probably a shit ton of options that are closing in the money for this week. There's some delta hedging that will happen next week on Tuesday, so we're gonna see that. Mondays are usually pretty good. Actually, what I'll do is I'll go look at the historical. Let's look at the 20-day. We'll go do the same thing we did for the Fridays. Let's do it for the Mondays now. Oh, now you want to say Monday, right? So I'm looking at 20-day 1 hour here. Here's a Monday. Right here, look at Monday. Boom, nice green on Monday. After Friday being down, pushed down on Friday, look at this Monday. Boom, nice and green. Of course, we will not be trading on Monday. And now the Monday's gone. Okay. Is this the one I just looked at? Or is this the one I just looked at? I can almost look at any of them. I can look at this one. I think the same one we just looked at. There's green there. I'm about to go back. I'll just keep going this way. Here, we're green here. Look at this Monday after being pushed down on Friday. Forgive me if I keep showing you guys the same one over and over. Looking at my secondary screen is pretty slow. So this Monday, you know, not the greatest, but pre-market did get a nice little rise up. And with where we're sitting right now, when we start getting that rise back up, we're looking pretty good. So this Monday, actually quite the opposite. We're actually in the, you know, we had a little red day here on this Monday. But, you know, if you look at historicals over and over, you're going to see that more times than not, Mondays, you're going to have a nice push, especially after a week of being driven up where the price action is going up because more options are going to expire in the money, causing delta hedging to happen. So just keep that in mind. I think Monday is going to be a big day for us. We're going to start getting some of that money back. We can hold up here in the after hours, currently sitting at 25.83 is what it looks like here on my screen. I think we'll probably stay there around that 26 area, 25. I mean, that's our level of support for right now, so I'm cool with that. Just consolidate. Let's end the weekend. Let's kind of forget about it for a couple of days, or you know, not forget about it. Talk to all your family, your friends, your co-workers. But this thing isn't done. I just kind of wanted to get a quick video out there and look at the charts because I'm not able to look at them all day. I try to follow along best I can. You know, it's all right. 20-day 1 hour, we're looking good on RSI. We cross under on the MACD here. Be looking for that reversal, but we needed this. We needed a pullback, right? I mean, yeah, it was a nasty pullback, but look how much we ran up in a couple of days. So we're bound to have those pullbacks. It's just what it is, and we'll be fine. Again, same for the week. Hands, not for the faint of heart. You gotta have huevos de steel, right? Some cojones, and that's not a sexual term. That's just you gotta have those guts, you know. And anything in life that you want or worth having is gonna take time. You gotta be patient, and it's gonna take some vigilance to get there. And I got no problem waiting. I got no problem waiting. The only problem with waiting is options start to get close to expiration date, theta decay starts to kick in, and all that. So guys, just do your research when you are trading options. They are very risky, but you can make a ton of money, and probably your best bet at becoming a millionaire if you're trading with a small portfolio like I am. But I'm blessed at this point to have built my portfolio this year alone from, last year. I mean, I was down like sub five grand. I think my portfolio was down over 50% in the red. I just held on. I ended up closing all those positions in the green at the beginning of the year. Started new positions, started closing things out in the green. Started making day trades, more swing trades, open margin, open options account with TD Ameritrade, and just started doing a lot more trading. And you know, now we finally got that push over 25K. Just a month ago, I had like 8K in the account. And last year, you know, we were probably down at one point like $2,000 in the account. So I have put a little bit more money into it, but it's not a lot. You know, it's like a couple hundred every paycheck, and I just put in there, forget about it, buy something, make a little bit of profit, whether it's 10 bucks, 20 bucks, 50 bucks, whatever it is. Don't sell for a loss, right? You do have to have some risk management, but at the same time, the goal is to know your entry point, know your exit point. Don't get greedy. Follow the strategy. Follow your strategy, right? Know your strategy and follow it to a T. So I preach that all the time. Know your entry point, know your exit point. Just like on SPCE, right? We got that PT that came out from an agency. They said $35. We were at like 26, 27. There was already a lot of volume pushing into it and just some interest being into that position. So I kind of knew, like, yep, swing trade this thing. $35 would get there. I don't know how long. Unfortunately for me, I took very, very minimum profit out of there, so that I don't like holding stuff on margin overnight. Not that I don't believe in the TA or the DD. I just don't trust brokerages. When I have a big position, my account position isn't AMC, and with this thing being where it's at, I've heard all these the horror stories about people getting margin called or cashed out where their positions are sold. So I try not to leave anything on margin overnight. So and then at some point throughout the day, like I get to the point where I see the volume start to slow down, and I just like, all right, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and take this a little bit of profit, whether it's 50 bucks, and it's only 1%. Profit's profit, green is green. I'll take it. And then, sometimes you see your plan play out, and then you could have made 20%, but it is what it is. Just take that profit. We're in this to make money, not lose money. So for anybody who's new to watching this, who doesn't understand it, please go look at videos and try to understand what you're investing in. Don't just do it because somebody else told you to. Try to do your own research and understand what you're doing, what's going on here, right? Understand that this is a play for a short squeeze, and the short squeeze has not happened yet. This hasn't happened. So, if you're just rushing to buy in, that's called FOMO buying, and hey, that's good because it's going to drive the price up. But at the same time, you could screw yourself because you get scared when it pulls back, and now you're in the red, and you're like, what the hell, and because you don't know what's going on. You don't know that some of us have seen this, many, many times before. We've been having this battle for months now, and we're finally starting to see that, yes, this is possible to push this thing up above $50, above $100, $25. If you look at historicals, and that's one thing I did want to pull up here. Oh, man, what is going on? So this is on a 3-year back in 2015, 2017. Oh, wait, sorry, that is 2018, October 2018, right above that $20 mark there. So we saw the push up there. I can almost get rid of these price levels. Shoot, let me go back even farther. 3-year week. Can I go even farther? 3-year? Let's go 10 years. 10 years weekly. Look at this. What is that? That's 33.17, topped out at 34.27, 34.50. This is just where we're at now. Yeah, that's average. This is without the squeeze. This is just where people thought it was going to get to. And I'm going to go even farther back just to show you guys where we were at, what we can get up to, what we can maintain at with all the interest that is in AMC. Let's go back 15 years. Pretty much showing the same thing. I guess this only goes back so far. 2014. Yeah, so I don't think I have much else to say except, have a good weekend. Just remember why you're doing this. Remember that this is for a short squeeze play. For those of you who are scalping, day trading, swing trading, that's all good. Is the 100K just hype? Damian Banks. Honestly, I have my own opinion on that. I don't think that it will get to 100K. I just don't. That's my personal opinion. But do I think it get to 1,000? Fuck yeah. Why not? More importantly, like, if I'm being more realistic, I have like some super realistic targets that I think it can get to. But if it gets to that point, like, who's to say why can't it not go up even higher, right? It's all about the holding. That's the biggest part of the formula when it comes to the squeezes. How many people are going to be willing to hold once this thing gets over $100 and gets over $200? How many people are going to be willing to hold? And when we see days like this, where you see the volatility come in. We knew that they were going to short it. If you've watched any fucking YouTuber over the last 2 days, that's all they've been saying is that Friday, watch out. They're going to drive this thing up. And we saw early this week the bots, the thought bots, what I don't call them, the thought bots that were popping up on trade stuff, talking about $50. We're selling on Friday, selling on Friday, $50, $50, selling Friday. We saw all that. We knew that this was going to happen on Friday, that they were going to drive the price down. They were going to make you think that the squeeze is over. We've seen it in the news media, them saying that this is the squeeze. This is not the squeeze. The 100K thing, I think that is a little bit of hype. I mean, yes, it's theoretically possible. But, I mean, you got to have pretty much everybody working together and everybody holding out. And, I mean, you're talking about – just imagine what the market cap would be on that. I don't even think this – let me see this calculator can do it. Let's just say at 450 million shares because – well, why not? I don't want to look at the shares outstanding and then the institutional ownership, and even if there's like they sold 43 million and the 450, like that's 493 million. Let's just take it from 450 million shares that the company did have at one point not too long ago, and multiply that by 100K. Wait, here we go. 450, 123 times 100, 123. 4.5E13. I don't know if you guys can even see that. It's a little funky there. So if I turn it sideways, it gives me a big S number here of million, billion, trillion, $45 trillion, right? So the company be worth $45 trillion. I think I heard something yesterday that the whole stock market in its entirety is only worth $49 trillion. So I mean, yeah, it's possible, but I just, you got to be realistic at one point and then figure out what works for you, right? So I have my number in my head that, like, honestly, I'm doing this for house money. Like, I already had motorcycle money today. I got car money today. I'm in this for house money. I want to buy a home with this. I want to have money set aside that I don't have to worry about that kind of shit anymore. And I didn't start this with a lot of money. I started, for me, yeah, it is a lot. $8,000 is kind of what I end up putting into this. And I sold all my other positions and everything, my entire portfolio I kind of put in here. I do play other stuff. I think Fisker is going to be a good buy for the future. So I'm still playing some other things, but it's not a lot. It's like very, very small portions of my portfolio that I put in there. I had my price targets. I just did some really janky math. I just took like the market or the shares outstanding from GameStop versus AMC, and I took their height of their squeeze, what the price was, and then kind of use those numbers to kind of match the two, right? Like let's say, for instance, if AMC was 1/3 or GME is 1/3 of the shares outstanding. Of AMC is, right? Because I think they have like 79 million or something. I can't remember how many shares outstanding they have. But if you were to take that percentage and pull it from there, and you were to look at like, all right, so they had, it's basically like reverse. If they get up to $400 or $500, okay, we'll take that percentage from AMC. I was looking at like 120 to 150, easy numbers there. Easy numbers, 120 to 160, actually 120, 160. So that was kind of my range where I'm like, all right, so it should be trading in that range when we get to a squeeze 120, 160. However, this is bigger. I think this is bigger. They've been shorting this thing for the last like 3-4 months here. The synthetics are getting out of control. They've been fucking trading shares over and over, the shares outstanding. So I think it will be bigger in the end. I think it will be bigger than GameStop. But once this thing gets to 100, that's when I think that it really starts to open my eyes to how much this thing can go. So for me, like super low price, and I don't like to say price target, but for me, when I start seeing this thing in the 120, $160 range, that's when I know that, all right, the squeeze has really started to happen. So that 100K hype thing, it all just depends on how we hold. I don't personally think that this thing's going to get to 100K. I think you got a lot of institutional ownerships like Vanguard and BlackRock. As a matter of fact, I can pull up here. You're going to probably see this. Institutional ownership here. If you just type in like AMC Fintel on Google, you'll pull up this and it'll give you a little slot where you can just type in institutional ownership Fintel. It'll pull it up here. You want to go to the 13F filings here. What is this? This is the F. There's the DG. Here's the F. So green is new positions, red are closed positions, and I guarantee that what you guys are going to see, we knew it was going to happen today. I guarantee what you're going to see is you're going to start seeing this over the next few weeks. This is per quarter. They don't have to turn these in like daily or weekly. I think they're only mandatory like 40 days after the end of the quarter, so you may not see a lot of these close positions start to really pop in here in red for quite some time. But look at this. I have to go way down to see anything red. Look at the first red one. This is May 18th when we first see the first close position here. And this is also calls and puts in here as well, not just shares. But you're going to see, shares Russell, 4.2 million, 10,000 shares there, 9 million shares here. Now, I don't know what these are. If it doesn't say calls or puts, 51,000 shares there. Like all these are institutions here. So if you were to keep scrolling down and go way back, you're going to see 73,000 there from JP Morgan small cap. You're going to see these people are going to start selling out, right? And when they start selling and they have millions and they start selling millions at once, that's when you're going to see these massive spikes. And just know that it's not apes that are doing this. It's these companies. They have to take this, right? 180 something thousand there. Where are the millions at? I mean, there's so many institutions that are in this thing. Look at that. State Street Core, 6.5 million shares there, or looks like shares there. You can click on it. It'll tell you like what is actually going on. All right, Wrench Capital just released a new video, so I'm gonna wrap this thing up pretty quick because I love his TA, and I like to watch what he talks about. The TA thing really kind of does it for me. Like it's not like it's not as opinionated. So I just kind of wanted to show you guys, like, you're going to see this. If you just keep scrolling through here, you'll see millions in here, 6.2 million. You're going to see these open positions that are million. I mean, BlackRock and Vanguard are going to have millions of shares. And at some point, they're going to take, they may not be playing it for a squeeze. They may, but you're probably more than likely going to start seeing some of these institutions start pulling out of this thing. But, as long as we keep holding, this thing could get up there. I think it could go to 1,000. I'm going to ride this thing out to it stops. And I think that, if I should give or could give not so much advice, just my opinion on how to see this thing grow is the more people that kind of ride this thing out to the end, I think is when you're going to start seeing the higher numbers, right? If a lot of people are just kind of scared and like, man, I'm going to go ahead and take this profit here. And me, honestly, I don't have a number. I just know that for me, it starts getting real when we get above $100. When we get above 100, that's when shit starts to get real for me. And even then, that's not house money. So just to let you guys know where I'm at. Like, I'm trying to play for house money. And I'm not talking about no little ass house. I want a big house. And I want that fucker paid for. And I want the taxes paid for. I want the closing costs paid for. I want everything paid for. So that's kind of where I'm at. When I see this thing get into $100 per share, that's when I know that, all right, we're starting to get there. We're starting to get into the squeeze, and now we can expect those big price movements. But I think this will be bigger than GameStop. Bigger because they're not going to be able to stop it. They've already stopped GameStop and AMC once. Robinhood shut down trading. Other brokerages is too. They ain't going to do it again. Not going to do it again. This was a fake out here. Like I said, they've been saying this for days, weeks. They're going to fake you out. It's been all over Reddit. It's been everywhere on YouTube that they're going to fake you out. They're going to make you think that a short squeeze happened when it doesn't. That's what we're seeing right now. We've already called it. So if anybody's out there worried, just know, like, what have we been talking about for weeks? We already said they're going to make you think it's a squeeze. And then they're going to dump this thing, make the bottom look like it's falling out, and you're going to think that it's over. In reality, it's not over. You can see here, just pull back a little. That's all. So just looking for everything where we're at now. We've cooled off. We're sitting, under midway on the RSI. We're looking pretty good. I mean, I think we're going to start seeing some delta hedging happen on Tuesday. We'll see this thing start to jump back up, and you know what? FOMO buying will start jumping back in it as well. I suggest you guys buy, whatever you can, whatever you want. You guys do you know what you need to do. I actually need to purchase more shit. I want to get up to 1,000 shares. It is a little tough to, like, damn, I've been buying, I'm under $9. I like to keep that number under 9, but I want to get my share count up. I want to increase the position size. Instead of that, what I've been doing is buying options contracts. So waiting for a pullback, buying an option contract. When it pulls back hard, find that level of support here. This would have been a great time to purchase up another option contract, but damn, they're so expensive still for the ones I've been buying. They're like $400. But this would have been a perfect time. You see that pullback, pop that thing, grab it, whatever one it is. When you have these massive pullbacks and you see that bounce, it's a good time to go ahead and buy one because it is going to start going back up. So same thing with the stock. We know it's going to pull back, guys. Is what it is. You already know if you've been in the game for a while, like the rest of us. I'm going to try to do these live streams, recaps at the end of every day. I kind of stopped for a while just because work, and I may have to stop for a little bit. Guys, make sure you watch the Traveler Championship, June 21st to 24th. A little promo there. Of course, I'm not sponsored by. I do get paid kind of by, but not necessarily the way that it sounds. They pay my company pays me, but it's for working, not for anything to do with trading. I try to tell the guys about AMC, and the guys are like, oh, Dogecoin. It's like, dude, the Dogecoin trained for me, and that was a long time ago. Anyhow, I'm rambling now. I just kind of want to make a quick video. This is what we knew it was. We saw it coming. We heard it coming. Be patient. It is what it is. We already knew. This shouldn't surprise you. We're still seeing some good solid stuff. Go watch Wrench Capital's video. He's probably going to have some TA like, oh, look, look at the consolidation here. We did this. I like this. I didn't like this, but I like this. He's going to go over Ortex numbers, stuff like that. So, guys, we're all good. Have a good weekend. Happy Memorial Day. Guys, drink some beer, eat some steaks, cook some hamburgers, some hot dogs, whatever it is you guys do. Some chicken on the grill. Appreciate the comments. Appreciate the watch, Damian Banks. Yeah, man. It's a good, hard fight today, but we found us a level of support, and we needed that level of support because we didn't have that yesterday. Not so much. We had a little bit of consolidation. See if I can go back. We saw a little bit of consolidation on the way up, but we never really tested too much. We did test it here, so it's good that we respected this level here at this $25 range. So if you want to take away something good that we have, we found a baseline now. We found a baseline here at 25, and we've held this level here. So if you guys are looking to know what is a good price point for a buy-in, where the bottom is right now, at least our baseline, our support level around this 25 range. I actually have it set here on 25.18, possibly 25.15. Okay, whatever. This is actually not even a trend line. This is I actually drew a line. It's pretty much the same thing here. 25.31, yeah, 25.31, right? So above that 25 and a quarter range, that's our support. Just keep that in mind if you're looking for a good time to buy. That time may start running out on Tuesday. Hopefully, wake up early for the pre-market, because I don't think we're going to be holding this 26 this sub $26 level for very long. I think we're going to keep that move going up on Tuesday. So have a good weekend. Let me know in the comments where you guys are at, where you got in. What's the average share price you guys got, if you want to relay that message, or what you guys are expecting to come out of this. Like, what do you guys want? You want a house? You want a car? Fuck, you want to go to Magic City? Whatever it is you guys want to do. Girls, you want to go to La Bears? Whatever it is that y'all want to do with your cash. Have a big-ass party for your friends, family. Just give me a shout in the comments. Anyhow, appreciate it. Have faith. We're on this journey all together. We ain't selling out of shit. So, have a good weekend. See you.